Hello everybody, and welcome to my first Let's Play ever. So let's stop delaying and get this show on the road, shall we? Now if you're going to play this game for your first time, genuinely, unlike me, you would have to make a file for yourself and go through every single mission in field training. Now I've taken the liberty and already done that, so we can just jump straight into the action. So this is campaign mode. Here we go. So Orange Star Forces, here so soon, but wait, something's not right here. No one will leave Orange Star's capital city unguarded, which means a new commanding officer? Ha ha ha, excellent! I've lost a few battles lately, but no more. An Orange Star army without Nell is no match for me. Time to teach this raw recruit what war is all about. I'm Andy, pleased to meet you. So, in this first mission, you'll be controlling the commanding officer, or CO for short, Andy, who specializes in nothing but has weaknesses to nothing, so he's completely average. So, Nell, who's this person down the bottom talking to us, she's like your teacher, your tutor, really. She teaches you, at the beginning of the game, everything you need to know, and plus more as you go through campaign mode. Now, what she's going to tell you here is about the CO power, which is the CO meter, which is what she's pointing at right now. It will fill up depending on how much damage you receive and give. So once it's completely full, you are able to, well, simply use this special power that each commanding officer has, and use this as a strategic advantage. Like in this case, Andy has the ability to repair, and our enemy CO, known as Olaf, has an ability to make it snow. I'll tell you more about it when it happens. So, controls are quite simple. Use the D-pad to move around, press the A button to select, B button to deselect. Plus there's buttons like R to look at information of certain areas, like this tank, or L, which goes to your first unit, well, cycles through your units in order of which they appear. So, select the tank, or the MD tank to be exact, move it over to the smaller tank, and fire upon it. Now damage, 85%. What that means is 10 being 100%, it will do 85% damage to that, so it should do 8.5 damage units to that tank. Now because it was 85%, there's a chance it could get rounded up or rounded down. Like here, let me show you an example. So we'll fire upon this tank, 44% damage. Now I have a chance of either doing 4 units of damage or 5. It just depends how lucky I am. And that's another mechanism in this game that I'll explain later on. So, little battle sequence. So I did 4, and he did 2 units of damage back to me. So this game is basically a strategy game, if you haven't been able to tell. So, that's enough of me explaining. Well, not totally, there's more to explain. I'll start getting into the unit. Now, the tank. Now, actually we'll start off with the infantry. Infantry is the most basic unit you can get. They can only move 3 spaces, and they are probably the weakest. However, they have a special ability to be able to capture bases or cities, such as this one. And I'll explain that to you again when we actually get to that point. Now, these guys are like an upgrade to the normal infantry unit. They are known as mech units, or for the actual terminology is mechanical units. Now these guys have an extra weapon, not just a machine gun, but a bazooka, and they can do more damage to machinery such as tanks or maybe moving armored vehicles. So I'll get it into this vehicle called an APC, which has the ability, as I just showed you, to carry a unit to a certain destination and then unload it at that destination, as well as being able to give supplies to units that are around it. Here we are. Now let's get into the tank. The tank is probably the most basic heavy machinery on land that you can get. I'll explain what I mean by that. I'll move it next to the medium tank, which is its like bigger brother, its upgrade. Now this tank, let me check. Oh right, it has two guns, cannons, and a machine gun. Now these different guns are able to inflict different types of damage to different types of units. Like for example, this machine gun, this machine gun is very good against infantry units, vehicles if it's out of ammo for the cannon, and it can be shot at copters, which we'll see later in the game. And the cannon is good at shooting at vehicles, ships, and subs. Now subs are very special units, you'll see about those later. Now the MD tank is really just the same as the tank. It's a medium tank. And, well, simply put, it's just bigger, got more armor, and stronger, so it's just the upgrade. Now, the anti-air. The anti-air, as its name suggests, is only good for shooting down units in the air, and it's very effective on air units. However, because we have no air units in this, I'll explain the alternate feature. Wait, oops, why am I doing that? They are very effective against infantry. Thank you. They're very effective against infantry because of the machine gun or vulture cannons, I think, out there. Anti-air units work well against foot soldiers and air units. So the Vulcan, that's their big gun, very good against infantry, not so good against things like tanks, but very good against copters, especially copters. Here we are. The Recon, one of the later units you are ever to introduced to. Recons have a very good range of sight, that is, a very good range of sight. But, however, they suck at inflicting damage to heavy machinery. Only things like infantry. It can handle infantry, but yeah, it's no good. Just use it for fog of war levels, which we'll come across later on. Let's see if I can damage. Ha! I beat him. Na. But now he will be sacrificed to this anti-air unit. What am I talking about? Artillery, which is in this range of fire. Okay, so how long am I going for? Okay, so 8 minutes. I guess I'll be finishing off this mission in the next video. So artillery, they are very useful because they can shoot indirectly. So okay, I'll place it here just for the sake of it. If you look at its range, those red squares are where it can shoot. So it's very good at shooting diagonally in places others can't reach. However, spaces right next to it, it's hopeless at defending. It will be killed by anything that's big and direct. But a downside to this is if you do move it, you can't actually fire on that turn. Like, see, for example, that tank was perfectly within my range, but you can only fire every other turn. So if you move it, you can't fire. So that's the downside. So you either shoot or you move. That's the way it works. So here we are. I'll move that up here. So day 2. Here we go. Oh, day 1. I'm sorry. See, Olaf, see his CO meter in the top left corner has risen a tiny little bit, meaning that he has taken damage and his CO meter has risen, and that has gotten him a little bit closer to his goal of actually being able to use his CO power, which is snow. But I think we're starting to run to the limit, so I'll explain that to you in my next episode or part of Advanced Wars. So I guess I'll be seeing you guys then.